Everyone, today we're going to solve a fourth grade problem about rounding whole numbers, working it out style. Okay, so if you've seen my working it out videos before, you know that I like to tackle a word problem, read it more than once, highlight some things, and have some work on my whiteboard next to my computer screen. So let's dig in. So the first thing I like to do is just read through it once, try to get an understanding of what's going on in the problem. I'm not going to start solving it just yet. Emma read that there are about 17,500 species of butterflies in the world. Which could be the exact number of butterflies in the world? So then I see the answer choices are different numbers that are all 17,000 and then some. So we'll dig into the specific numbers in just a little bit. So now I'm just going to first ask myself, do I understand this problem? What is going on? And I'm just going to kind of take a look at it. So it looks like this girl is reading about that there's about 17,500 species of butterflies. So she's looking at a rounded number, it looks like. And then I'm noticing that the answer choices are all not rounded. So I think that's going to be important as I dig into this problem more. And then I can go ahead and read it again, the whole problem again. This time I'm going to highlight the important things that I think will help me to solve it. So it says, Emma read that there are about 17,500 species of butterflies. I'm definitely going to highlight about 17,500. I think those are really important. Which could be the exact number? Ooh, so probably I'm going to highlight the exact number also, because that sounds like I'm going from about or a rounded number to an exact. So that's super important. Of butterflies in the world. And then I can take a look at the answer choices a little bit more now that I've highlighted some things. A says 17,155. B says 17,487. C says 17,590. And D says 17,054. So nothing really jumps out at me yet because I haven't really started working on it. But I do notice once again that the word about is telling me that that's a rounded number. And the word exact is meaning we're looking at exactly what is the number of butterfly species. So I think it would be best to go ahead and get our whiteboard going, and then we can work alongside this problem. You can get paper or a whiteboard at home also. All right, so now we can look at our whiteboard alongside with the computer screen, and it just helps me, instead of just, going with a guess on which one I think is the exact amount, I can actually do some work over here with rounding to help me feel super confident about it. So the first thing I'm going to always look at when I see a rounded number, I think, what place is it rounded to? What do you think the place value is that they rounded this number of butterfly species to? Okay, some of you might be thinking, well, it's 500, so I bet it rounded to the nearest 100. Okay, so to me, the best strategy then would be to go ahead and round all of these numbers to the nearest 100. That way I'm not just making a guess. I really feel like I've got the correct one because I rounded all of them, and see which one rounds to that number. Okay, so let's start with 17,155. And if you want my full video on rounding, I'm going to link it below, because you may need a little bit more time with this before we solve a word problem about it. So I like to underline the hundreds, and I circle the place next to it to the right. So my tens place is actually going to tell me whether to go up to 200 or stay at 100. So now I like to say a little chant. 0 to 4, stay on the floor. So that means if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, then I stay at 100. If it's 5 to 9, go up the line. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, go up the line. And this is a 5. So that tells me I'm going to go up the line to 17,200. I can kind of think of it this way. If I like to make a little hill, and I do this in my full video too. If I've got 17,100 and 17,200, I always think about what is that halfway mark. Okay, and I can sometimes, if it's getting a little confusing, I can sometimes just think about 100 and 200. What's between 100 and 200? What's halfway? Good, 150. So then the 17,000 is just going to be 17,150. And this number is a little bit more. So, it might be like right here. So that's why we're rounding up to 17,200. Okay, now I'm going to erase this so I can have room for the rest of the numbers. Okay, so let's do the same thing on all of these. I've got an 8, so I say 0 to 4, stay on the floor. 5 to 9, go up the line. And 8, oh, that's in 5 to 9. So we better go up the line to what comes after 400. You got it, 500. Oh, I already see that I think this is going to be my answer, but let's keep going. This other one looked like maybe it was right because it's at the 500 mark there. So let's check it out. I'm going to circle this one. 0 to 4, stay on the floor. 5 to 9, go up the line. Ooh, and it's a 9. So we go up the line. What comes after 500? You got it, 600. Okay, that seemed like it was going to be the right answer, but now I see that it doesn't round to the right number. Okay, so let's try this last one just to make sure. Okay, 0 to 4, stay on the floor. 5 to 9, go up the line. And it is a 5, so we're going to go up. Okay, this one might be a little tricky. So it's at 0 hundreds. What would come next? You got it, 100. Okay, now we can see really quickly all of them rounded to the nearest 100 and which one matches the closest to this rounded butterfly species. You got it, B does. Okay, so B is our answer. Great job.